I'm going to start with my story first because I think narratives are powerful, and I believe I should contextualize this. So basically, my parents brought me here from Fiji when I was 14 years old. That's about 10 years ago, and now you know my age. And they applied to get in line in 2000. That's about 9 years ago. And I was still in high school then, so I completed high school for 3 years. And then what happened was they applied for my student visa when I was 17, and I was rejected because INS basically at the time said that I can't prove my ties to my home country because my family's here, and that they have a petition for PR, permanent residency, pending. And so we went to immigration lawyers, and they told us the chance of appeal was less than 2%, and there was no way that my parents were going to send me back home on my own. They were here legally at the time as well. So I stayed. I was 17, and there was no way I was going anywhere else. And I went to school. I stayed out of trouble with the law, although nowadays I make a lot of trouble. So I grew up undocumented while everyone else in my family grew up very documented. So I couldn't drive, I couldn't work legally, I couldn't get financial aid for college, and I couldn't travel without fear. And I never really questioned my parents on what was going to happen because I was always told that don't worry about it, you're on the visa petition, you'll get it when they get it. Turns out that at the age of 21 you age out. So you're no longer eligible under your parents' petition. So when I was 22 and my parents put their documentation, I had my master's degree at the time too, and my petition was basically ignored. And they went to a lawyer, and that's when I was told that I'd aged out. The lawyer at the point told me that I could adjust my status here easily by getting married. Which at that point I told him that I was queer, I can't get married to adjust my status. And then he tells me to get a marriage of convenience, basically asking me to commit fraud and felony so that he could get around discrimination in law. And make a long story short, he was fired. But I was still undocumented. There's something called the Child Status Protection Act, CSPA, which is a complex calculation to prevent aging out in our laws, but it doesn't really benefit a lot of people. And the people that don't benefit from it are supposed to be able to retain their old priority date or old filing date from whenever their parents filed for them, and be able to be put in a new category and be able to file. But DHS refuses to follow the law, so they don't apply this. So they ask me to basically wait another 8 years, go to the back of the line again, and wait another 8 years. By the time I'm 32, to basically give me my legal residency. So whenever I hear things about going to the back of the line, I really cringe a lot because I'm on the second part, part of the back of the line again. So, and if I leave because of the Immigration Responsibility Act of '96, I face a 10-year ban. So I won't benefit from my parents' petition, I won't benefit from any immigration law if I leave. So I have to basically stay here and be undocumented in the meantime while I live as hostage in this country. I realized that the worst that can happen is that I can get locked in a cell for days and months on end on American taxpayer money and be cased that way instead of being cased this way. Or they could deport me to Fiji, in which case I could get a vacation on taxpayer money. So, I mean, the worst that can happen is really nothing for me. So I'm privileged enough to sort of have my parents who are documented and to actually not be scared of being sent back to where I'm from because I don't have to really fear that. I know I can, if I have been able to navigate the system for the past 10 years and I survive here, I can survive anywhere else. But I know that my family's here and this is my home as well, so I have to stay in this country and fight for the DREAM Act and immigration reform.